A growing and global terror threat. Is the president's rhetoric exacerbating the problem?
Many of these people have cited Donald Trump along the way. So to me, that means, at the very least, he is dividing people.
The president had this opportunity to once again denounce white nationalism. He didn't do that.
So the media continuing to connect the terror attack in New Zealand to President Trump, even after the president condemned the shooter. So what is the media missing? Here to weigh in is president of District Media Group and visiting fellow at the Independent Women's Forum, Beverly Hallberg. Bev, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
So what do you think about this? I mean, the fact that this keeps getting repeated ever since the attack happened, actually, on Friday, that people are trying to make this connection with President Trump.
Well, I think it's important to first start with a comparison. When you had the horrific shooting against Steve Scalise on that congressional baseball field, it was by a supporter of Bernie Sanders. But Bernie Sanders is not criticized and should not be criticized in the same way we were seeing President Trump being criticized. So there's a lot of hypocrisy in how people want to attack someone over something that they have no responsibility for. So President Trump has no responsibility in this. And I think it's dangerous that we do blame people for the actions of someone else.
Is it just another example of the far left trying to blame President Trump on anything that happens?
I think so, and I also think that we're in a very divided time right now, so I think that's why you see some of this rhetoric increase even more. One thing I will say, though, is I think the president has had a missed opportunity to do one thing, which is, while he has spoken out against white nationalism in the past, I would encourage him to give a same strong answer defending white nationalism every time he is asked, so that any time the question comes up, it's very clear where he stands, because sometimes the way he responds does give a little wiggle room for reporters to run with it even more. And let's be honest, knowing how biased they often are towards him, we know he's going to get those unfair questions.
But then do you think if he does something like that, they'll just say, ye doth protest too much? It just seems like there's nothing that he can do is good enough. Let's take a look at some of the tweets that he did send out, because you did mention that he expressed his sympathy, saying, my warmest sympathy and best wishes goes out to the people of New Zealand after the horrible massacre in the mosque. 49 now, of course, we know that's 50 innocent people have so senselessly died, with so many more seriously injured. The U.S. stands by New Zealand for anything we can do. God bless all. You know, and by a statement like that as well, he doesn't give credence to this individual's manifesto, which also is part of what this person was hoping to accomplish. You know, he wanted us to be reporting on everything that he was talking about in the manifesto, and a lot of the media is doing exactly what he hoped would happen.
Well, I appreciate that Fox News has been one of those networks that will not use his name, this individual who committed this. We shouldn't give them any more airtime to help bolster what they were trying to do. And I think it's an unfair attack on President Trump for them to say that he didn't show sympathy towards the Muslim community. As you read that tweet, he did talk about this mosque. This took place in mosque, and he also said that these were innocent people. So to attack him on that is wrong. But I think when it comes to this narrative that the media love to bring up in relation to white nationalism, I think a short but clear denunciation every time he is asked, in my opinion, is the best thing that he can do.
Okay, what about this, though, that happened as well? A liberal activist ambushing Chelsea Clinton at a vigil for the New Zealand terror attack because she condemned Representative Ilhan Omar. So when will enough be enough for the radical left? Let's take a look at what happened here with Chelsea Clinton.
This right here is the result of a massacre stoked by people like you and the words that you put out into the world. And I want you to know that, and I want you to feel that deep inside. 49 people died because of the rhetoric that you put out there.
Unreal. What do you think about that?
First of all, I give her a lot of credit for how she responded in such a hostile situation. She is pregnant with her third child. She did show up at this vigil in New York just to pay her respects for the innocent lives that are lost. And so for her to be attacked in this way, I think the most shocking thing about it is that this is now rhetoric that's not just being thrown at Republicans, but is being thrown at Democrats, which shows how far we've come in this country, that if you try to defend the Jewish nation or Jewish people, you try to speak out or do speak out against anti-Semitic remarks, you're met with comments like this. So I do think we have a deep divide in this country that goes far beyond partisan politics, and frankly, I'm concerned about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to end the conversation, because that is true. Beverly Hallberg, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good day.